Hello gainers, I'm Ralphie and welcome to my little channel called Fitter Philosophy, in which I discuss Stoic-based, experienced, enhanced philosophical perspectives designed in its own little way with each single video, and there's quite a few of them now, to get you thinking a little more deeply and originally about quality of life. And my subject today is who we learn from. And we'll start with our parents, because inevitably as very young children we learn from one parent, two parents, or relatives related to parents, or friends of parents, and at a very young age we take an awful lot in. So we start to get a subconscious sense of good people and bad people, but this doesn't become more rational and methodical until we get to school, perhaps at preschool, particularly if they're pushy. But when we go into primary school, that's when we start to learn lessons of... Could you excuse me a second? Come here, you. Come here, you. Oh. Yeah, big nuisance trying to disrupt my video. Here he is. This is Billy the cat. He's here to disrupt my video with big meows and purrs. Anyway, let's carry on while he's in a good mood. He's spotting birds, by the way. That's what he does. That's what cats do, isn't it? Yeah, little bism. Anyway, when we're at school, we start to get taught what society wants us to know. It's the indoctrination and grooming, and don't get me wrong, much of it is actually really useful and serves a practical purpose. Learning languages, learning spelling, learning writing, learning arithmetic and numbers. You want down now, do you? You want up, you want down, you want up, you want down. Well, you're going down now. Cat's hairs. The joys. Yeah. And it's when we're at school that we start to get a little bit suspicious that we're not being told the full story. We're not... Leave the camera tripod alone, you little bism. You're doing that. You know what you're doing, and that's deliberate. Little brat. It's a good thing I love you. And when we get to secondary school, particularly as we learn the finer arts of communication, we are genuinely suspicious that we are being groomed and that we are being gaslighted and that we are being indoctrinated to be useful economic units. And this tends to get quantified when we hit the age of 16, when we receive our tax details, when we are told in no uncertain terms by usually well-intentioned teachers that we must register to vote, to actively participate in what they call the democratic process, however it manifests. And we do get suspicious, we do get more informed, we do get a little bit more emotional and resentful about it, particularly in our late teen years, early 20s, particularly as we start to acquire debt and fulfill the mission that society sets for us. And it's something that we have to weather the storm, so to speak, because it's part of the journey of life. Many people, they don't make it past that part. But for those of us who do, we start to learn beyond the human condition. We learn from the world around us. We learn from plants. We learn from the landscape, from the mountains, the rivers, the streams. We learn from animals. We learn from the good people that we connect with. And we know we're learning when we find more depth of resonance with life, and it gives us more goodness in our hearts. The more that we can clarify the difference between a really good quality life, which is being well lived, and one which is perhaps just either very unlucky or materially dominated, which introduces its own form of poverty and restrictions. And this is something that particularly with money, it can impose tremendous restrictions on us, as well as offering great opportunities. So important, we have to understand the true value of money beyond its presence in the form of currency. This is the learning from life, learning from the landscape, learning from plants, learning from the animals that live around us in the wildlife, removing our attention from the screen, from the mobile device, and looking inwards, and as we do so, both looking outwards into the planet, the living, breathing, conscious planet full of morphic resonance. And if you want to know more about that, I recommend you have a look at the wisdoms and the academic insights of Professor Rupert Sheldrake. And there you have it. I'm Ralphie, sharing the journey, sharing my knowledge and experience, and hopefully it will empower you in yours. The journey continues. See you soon.